The effects of climate change in the region continue to bite, with many areas in East Africa hit by drought resulting in increased food insecurity and hunger. Deforestation and mismanagement of wetlands are some of the actions that are driving the adverse climate change in East Africa. Research conducted in the region reveals that East Africa could lose 30 million acres of forest cover by 2030, 12 years from now, if no measures are put in place to curb the deforestation. Mathias Kasamba, a Ugandan representative of the East African Legislative Assembly, who is also chairperson of the Agriculture and Natural Resources Committee, moved a motion in Arusha, Tanzania, urging heads of state to fully assent to a law that was passed by this assembly.
Much as we sit here and deliberate, we are every day eating ourselves because of inaction in as far as implementing some of the policies and the bills which are in place.
Tanzania declined to assent to the East African Community Forest Management and Protection Bill, which was passed in 2015.
The leaders we have met and the language with which they speak and the emphasis and the need to protect their people, how they cannot really pass this bill into law. And it's part of the treaty that they put together.
According to the Uganda National Forest Authority, Uganda loses 90,000 hectares, approximately 222,000 acres of her forest cover every year. This level of degradation is costing the country a whopping 2.1 trillion Uganda shillings, which is equivalent to the annual budget of the education sector.
That all forest areas and types within the community are under major threat of deforestation and forest degradation. The community will lose approximately 12 million hectares of forest by 2030.
Planting trees is not enough. What matters is how you take care of the trees.
The National Environment Management Authority, NEMA, has also revealed that by 1990, Uganda's forest cover stood at 5 million hectares, but by 2005, it had dwindled to 3 million hectares. It is projected that if no measures are put in place to preserve forests in Uganda, the country could lose all its forested land by 2050.
For as long as we still have a community of hunters and gatherers, then the forest becomes our hunting place and our gathering place. And it doesn't matter whether that forest is standing in rows or it is scattered. It will still be an endangered forest.
However, the state of Uganda's forest is not far different from other countries in the region, like Kenya, Tanzania, South Sudan, and Burundi. Only Rwanda has a positive rate of afforestation among all the East African community states.
Tanzania is the home of one of the largest tree covers in the world. But it is at least the region's most forested country, lost almost 412,000 hectares to deforestation between 1990 and 2015.
And it's being done sometimes by some people who are supposed to protect this forest land. We need to teach our people the valuable things that comes out of forests and therefore the need to protect them.
The East African Community Forest Management and Protection Bill is among the over 20 legislations passed by the Assembly, but continue to gather dust after heads of state refused to assent to them, citing various sovereignty and protection issues. Jingo Francis, NTV.